What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. I messed up, still here. I bought an iPad, as you guys know, for doing FIFA mobile videos, and I didn't realise that it wasn't from like an Apple seller, it was just from like a Randy seller on Amazon. I don't really know how that works, and it's the wrong, I need it to be this input so that I can plug it in to the Xbox, but it's not, it's the old input, so I have to send it back and get a new iPad. So FIFA mobile videos are going to be another day or two, or 4, or 20, but soon, very soon. Anyway guys, our final 10 games are here, and as you can tell by the title, we made it to Elite 2. And during this run of 10 games, I faced a guy, and I'll point out the game when it comes, called Phil SKS. He finished 33rd in the world last month, and he's currently, as of making this video before the final weekend league of this month, he is currently 55th in the world, and I beat him. Happy days. He's a streamer himself. I'll leave his link in the description. Go show him some love. I'd appreciate if you went and was kind to him. I think he's German, but I think he streams in English. In his monthly rewards last month, I actually remember watching his stream as he opened his pack. He got Laurent Blanc, the legend, and the red striker Ronaldo in his 44 pack. So you can imagine the team that I was going to come up against, but we'll get into that in a second. One thing again guys, thank you for the amazing support on the video. Yesterday's video didn't hit sub boxes, there was problems with YouTube. It still got obviously a considerable number of views because people know that I upload every day here. But if you missed out on yesterday's video, maybe go check that out. Some really interesting topics of conversation whilst we were playing in our FUT Champs. I know it's currently Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. I've already completed and finished and made my reward video. Rewards were decent. If this video gets, I want to set a like target that is impossible to achieve because I'm not prepared for this. So if this video gets 10,000 likes by 3 AM UK time, I will upload my reward video today as well. Big task, big ask. So it really is on you guys as to whether or not you can or cannot do it. So White Flash says, Nep, I was wondering something. When you get weekly, monthly rewards for FUT Champions, instead of opening them right away, would it be worth it to save the Team of the Week packs until there's a really good Team of the Week? For example, week 2 kind of sucked, so save the packs and have more chances to pack a striker Ronaldo. So it's yes and no. Yes, because if you have the patience and the willpower to just sit there looking at a guaranteed inform pack for days, weeks, potentially months, more power to you. Go ahead and do it. That would be fantastic. But no, because the player values right now, like when you open them straight away, they're at their highest, so you can get more out of it, and you never know what you're gonna get. It doesn't, like, you can have, like for example, you get 3 informs in one of those 3 inform packs. Obviously you get 11 informs in the other one. Of your 3 inform pack, you can have a Team of the Week where there are 20 incredible golds and 3 bad golds, and you could still get all 3 bad golds. You know, you just don't know what you're gonna get. If you had the willpower to wait for like the back end of FIFA, because they do stack. Rob Hodgson said they do stack and they are relevant to the Team of the Week that you open them in. So yeah, if you kept getting Elite and you kept getting those 3 player packs and you just saved them and saved them and saved them, and then late on in FIFA there's a a Team of the Week with a Ronaldo, a Messi, a Hazard, a Torre, 93 rated Torre, like crazy Team of the Week. Yeah, it might be fun to open back then. Me personally, I want to open them now. I want to get the chance to get the good players now. If I don't get the good players, sell them on, get coins, or use the players I've got. I personally think that's more fun. But if you do have the willpower to hang on, go right ahead. Now, this penalty shootout, by the way, guys, was utterly ridiculous. We went all the way through to goalkeepers. His goalkeeper shoots and scores. Great penalty from Buffon. Keylor Navas steps up for me. Great penalty from Navas. And we go back around to the first set of players. I dive the right way so many times. And the ball constantly, and I see this in other games and it happens against me, it happens for me. It's like, the ball constantly hits the midriff of the goalkeeper and still goes in, or goes underneath him even when you dive the right way, and it's really frustrating. In the end, we end up winning the penalty shootout. That is the longest penalty shootout I've ever been in FIFA. Although the score was only, I think, 9-8 or 10-9, we got all the way through to the 3rd penalty taker again, so we took 14 penalties each. which was just hilarious. But we got ourselves another win. Massimiliano Milani, great name, says, hi Net, few things. Firstly, my finishing is terrible and I've tried the driven low shots but didn't work. Maybe I'm just bad. Any tips? As said before, dude, one of the biggest tips I can give you is just go play the shooting skill games. Honestly, it's tedious and it's boring at times. But if you go play it and master them, it will be a world of difference for your game. The other thing is about skill moves. What skill moves are the most effective and easy to do? The ball roll is pretty effective, the roulette can be effective, the fake shot can be effective, the heel to heel flick can be effective. They're all really simple 3-star skill moves and very easy to do. The McGeady spin is always nice. The ball roll chop, the ball roll Neymar chop is also very good if you've got a 5-star skiller. But ultimately, skill moves are only effective if you know when to do them. You know, there's no point doing random skill moves down the wing because your opponent could just stand there and watch you do it and then take the ball off you. So it's all about learning when to do them and how to do them effectively. And again, the best way, I tell you how because I used to be a skiller back in FIFA 11, FIFA 12, just skilling was my thing. And the reason, the way I got used to it and learned it is I took a 5-star skiller into the arena and literally sat there practicing for hours and hours and hours. I would practice skill moves, learn how to put the skill chains together. I learned how to do the very, very difficult techniques like the chest flick and the rainbow flick and it was like you used to juggle the ball up and then whilst it was in the air do the advanced rainbow flick. Like there was so much available, and I learned to do it through the arena. So the only advice I can give is for you guys to do the same. Just go to the skill games to learn how to shoot, how to pass, and then go to the arena to learn how to do the skill moves, and you will surely better your game. Ender Falve says, this is a great series. Recommend any OP players for 10 to 25k, please. So, for me, some OP players that I'm using right now, Chris Smalling, he's less than 20, I think he's like 13k. Kante is like 21k, he's OP. Rooney, I don't know how much he is right now. I think I bought him for like 20k. He's really, really good. You've got Butland, like 4 or 5k, retarded OP. You could probably get someone like Loic Remy, who I find to be quite overpowered, for like 2-3k. I know it's not 10k, but basically, like, I use overpowered players because they're worth it. Nemanja Matic, he's OP in a different sense because his defense is just retarded good. I apologize for saying retarded good as well. It's no offense to you know, like genuine retards. It's just, I don't know why it's part of my vocabulary. Don't know why. Don't mean to do it. Don't mean to offend anyone. Yeah. If you just look at my team right now, most of my team fall within that realm of 10 to 25k budget. So go grab them. They're amazing. Other people will tell you other things, but because I exclusively use right now the BPL on this account, I only can offer really the BPL kind of players. Next is from Juan Ibarra. And Juan Ibarra says, also, if say Hazard gets a player of the match again, will EA release a high-rated Hazard SBC? Sorry, player of the month. Yes, they will. I would assume they would. They must have thought about this, and I can't imagine, you know, if let's say Hazard gets an inform and goes to 91, and then gets another inform and goes to 92, what I think is, I don't think that means that another player of the month will be 93. It could potentially be like a 91 and just higher than his current player of the month. That's kind of my thinking and reasoning behind it. Just because the player of the month cards and the SBC cards in general aren't relevant to the other cards in the game. And a prime example of that is Dimitri Payet. He has 2 87 rated cards, one as an SBC, one as an inform, and they are both wildly different in stats. So EA have shown the SBCs aren't necessarily running in line with the current highest rated version of a specific card. That being said, who knows? He could get an 91, a 92, a 93, and then win Player of the Month, and maybe they'll release a 94 Player of the Month version of him, and it will just be even more ridiculous. But there's a lot of players in the Premiership, and obviously only 12 players can win it, and we're already 3 deep. We've got Sterling, we've got Son, we've got Hazard. I would find it unlikely that he would win it again, not because I don't think he's a great player, because I think he is a great player, but just because I think there are so many players playing so unbelievably well right now that other people will probably get it. Like for this month now, we're near the end of September, the end of November, we're near the end of November. I wouldn't even be able to say who would get this player, this player of the month. Walkout, Giroud, Sanchez, Ramsey. Like the list of possibilities is endless. Bellerin, Koscielny, like you know what I mean. It could be any one of those kind of guys. That's that really. Right, is this the game that I think it is? Eden Hazard there scored to make it 2-2. Oh no, look at it. Look at what silly defending to give away a ball. Oh, this is the game. This is the game that I had the input lag in. This was the one game, and the reason I should have shown the whole clip. I forgot when I was editing it. The way I gave the ball away there was Sergio Ramos in the 90th minute. I'd pressed pass literally about 2 seconds earlier, and then he'd passed it late. So yeah, this was the input delay game against Swaggy Hedgehog. And you can see it was quite an even game, not really much action, and that might have also been because perhaps he was also experiencing input delay. It was one of the deadest games I've played, and I lost it, and that was just incredibly unfortunate. But hey, c'est la vie, what are you going to do about it, hey? Next is from Conslort. Great name, great name. Yonet, when building a team, what is the most vital positions to put most coins into? Defense, midfield, or attack? I personally believe your midfield and... I don't know. Like initial instincts is midfield because defense is very much AI based controlled a lot of the time. The fullbacks are always quite cheap in every division anyway. You can get really OP centre backs for quite cheap as well. For example, Chris Smalling, Ashley Williams, Mustafi, like all really good, really cheap. The midfield is like really where you win and lose matches, and you don't necessarily have to invest the most coins into it. You just have to invest or buy sensible players. Like right here, I have Matic, Kante, and Rooney, and it works so well for me because they all have really good capabilities for midfielders. Good pace, good tackling, good physical. For Matic, he's 6'4", so he wins header after header after header. You know, like the team is really just very well balanced. There's no point buying 3 centre midfielders who are all high attacking work rate, low defensive work rate with like 50 physical, even if they were like 90, 89 and 95 rated, because you're still going to get destroyed. You know, you need a fine balance. I would say with your budget, go and buy a defender, a midfielder, an attacker that's quite overpowered. For example, if you had say a budget of 100,000 coins, I would say go buy Butland, go buy Smalling, go buy Matic, and go buy what striker would be good. Whatever BPL striker fits your need really, like Lukaku, right? So I'd say go buy those 4, and then with the rest of it, fill around the team, because then you've got superstar players in every position. What a goal that was from Hazard, by the way. Unbelievable strike. I showed the replay here too. Oh, I didn't show it. God damn it. It looked like his keeper got a hand to that and it slowed it down when it went into the net, and you can go back and watch that. But actually, the keeper's hand was nowhere near the ball, and it hit like an invisible wall and then slowed down. It was, I don't know, it was really weird. I don't understand what EA are doing half the time, but I don't think they understand either half the time. William Bloom says, who's your favourite player in FIFA 17? As of this moment in time, probably the player of the month, Eden Hazard. I think he's magnificent. I really enjoy his dribbling. He's rapid, 4-star, scores unbelievable goals. I like him a lot. But my favourite players are quite often the players that I feel most attached to at that given time. Now this, guys, is the guy who finished 33rd in the world last month. Red Ronaldo, Red Kante, Griezmann, Gullit, Pogba, Sanchez, great defence. Weird formation, but he did change the formation in the game pretty sharpishly. I think he switched to a 4-2-3-1 very, very quickly. And things started off pretty badly for us in terms of conceding goals. He gets through with Ruud Gullit, lovely ball from Ronaldo to Gullit, great finish. It's what you expect from a guy that finishes 33rd in the world. It was quite an even game, like really, really back and forth, and I'll show the match stats at the end to show that it was an even game indeed. Great ball from Ronaldo. I don't know what Navas is doing there. Navas should be picking that up and saving that. But with the way I was playing in this weekend league, even at 2-0 down, and I didn't know who this, you know, I didn't recognise his name early on. I know who he is, but I didn't recognise his name. And I still felt like I could get back into it because I was creating chances, and I scored a really nice goal there with Hazard. Then I got some unbelievable luck. He tries to hit me on the counter after my corner with Farman. He hits his own defender in the back. Eden Hazard is there, taps that one home. We get back to 2-2. like really fortunate. But the next goal, I can't remember if it was fortunate or not. He has the ball here with Jerome Boateng, passes it to Messi. I don't know if that was an auto pass or just a mistaken pass, but Hector Bellerin picks up the loose ball. Hector Bellerin down the right hand side, steps inside, plays it to Matic. Matic into Heung-min Son. Son into Giovinco. Giovinco back into Nemanja Matic, and Nemanja Matic shoots and scores. And that was the end of the goal scoring. So I ended up beating, after being 2-0 down, 33rd in the world. Like I said, guys, I'll leave his link in the description below. Go show him some love. A fantastic player. You can see he actually switched to a 3-4-2-1 in the end to try and get back into the game, and he just wasn't able to get into, get near my goal. You can see from the match stats, unbelievably even. His pass accuracy was a bit better. He had one more shot, but same shots on target. I had a bit more possession, and that leaves us one win away from Elite 3. And he messaged me straight after saying good game. And we had a nice conversation back and forth. But I was so happy to have won that game against that team, against someone who is consistently finishing with like 35 plus wins every single week. It kind of suggested to me that I have the ability to get 32, 34, 35 wins a week, because I've beaten someone that has done the same thing. Maybe that was a one-off game, a fluky game. Who knows? But for William Bloom, who is my favourite player in FIFA 17, mostly it's just the players that I'm attached to. So this right now, that Heung-min Son, Raheem Sterling, Theo Walcott, Eden Hazard, those are like my favourite players because I like using players that I've earned. I love using players that I've earned. Last year in FIFA, my favourite players were the Footies Aubameyang and the Footies Royce. I still love players like Ronaldo and Bale and stuff, but yeah, for me it's about the players that I've earned more than anything. And I would say right now it is Eden Hazard. Yabush says, hey Nep, I see you opening these special silver packs a lot. Do you think the silver pack method could be effective? No. I tried, I had like a little look in the silver pack method on my main account, and you just have to get really lucky with the play. Like bronze pack method, you're going to make coins back pretty much all the time, right? And when you don't make coins back, you only lose a few hundred coins at most. And more often than not, you get some contracts or some fitness cards that are either relevant to you, or you be able to sell for 150 or 200 coins. With the silver pack method, you have to get really lucky with players in the pack. Now, the consumables just aren't really expensive from silver packs. You don't get chem styles. You know, the training card is only 300 coins. So to make back your 2,500, you need to get a sellable silver player, which isn't always the case. The difference with the special silver packs is that they are only players available. So you are getting 12 players. The likelihood of you getting a player selling for 3, 4 or 5 or even up to 10k is actually really high. And then the likelihood of you getting a player that will in the future sell for up to 10k is really high. So spending 8,500 coins on 12 players, you could get a maximum return back off of that of 120,000 coins, and you will likely get a minimum return back of 15 to 20,000 coins at some stage in FIFA. So for me, it is just a big investment. For me, it says that I know that in the future this is going to pay dividends, and as I've explained before, and as I've shown through my patience with fitness cards, I've shown that I'm happy to wait because I've got a good team. I've got a good coin balance, and I'm having fun on the account. Right now, I don't need anything else than that. Toby says, the prices on the players are going up again now. Should I buy my team back now or wait for Black Friday? By the way, sorry for my English. Everyone says sorry for their English when their English is perfect. Right now, the players are going back up because it's getting towards the weekend league again, where everyone's buying the players back to put in their weekend league teams. It drives the prices up. I don't know what Black Friday is going to do to the market. I don't know if it's going to crash the market or if the market's going to stay quite stable on the basis of the fact that people are still buying players for weekend league. And I also don't know. I don't know what that will mean for Saturday and Sunday. I don't know what's coming from EA. What I think personally is because player prices usually start dipping on Sunday evening or Monday because everyone's offloading their FUT Champions squads, and then with Cyber Monday, which should be another crash day, I can really see Monday and Tuesday being the bottom of the barrel for prices, and then they will start to stabilise and pick back up again towards a Friday. So I would say if you're buying players, wait till Sunday or Monday. If you're selling players, now is as good a time as any. Next, we have got Lucas Ware. It says, hey Net, why are the chemistry styles called chemistry styles when they have nothing to do with chemistry? Interesting question. I don't believe they have nothing to do with chemistry. But it is interesting that they're called chemistry styles when they're not really like directly relevant with chemistry. Like it's weird because like it's like the chemistry points that you get go into the chem styles, which then boost the player in that specific style. But I think like maybe player styles would be better because it's more about the player and the attributes or attribute style. I don't want to call them attribute cards because they're not attribute cards, but like stat cards or something. I don't know. But yeah, they could be called something quite different quite easily, and it wouldn't make any difference because like they're not chemistry styles. They're not a style of chemistry. They're a style of where you're putting the points in that you gain from the chemistry boost. I guess they are chemistry styles on the back. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you feel about them being called chemistry styles. I can see the argument for them being called chemistry styles, and I can see the argument for them not being called chemistry styles. So yeah, I'm at a loss with that one. Sam Campbell says, would it be a good idea to save up for the Russia League players because the Russian League finishes in December, so there might be a player of the year? Yes. And if you've got the ability and the time and the patience to save any player for any league, do it. You know, eventually there will be a squad builder challenge for, you know, we've had the Lacazette for the League One, we've had Perbet, we've had Giovinco, we've had Jonas. You can only imagine EA are going to do more, if not all the leagues. So just saving, like if you have it in you, saving every player is good. If you don't need the coins and you don't need to sell the player, save them. Why the hell not? Why the hell not? We got two more questions here. Sven Kunote says, Yo Nep, just want to say thanks. Going through tough time and listening to you helps a lot. I appreciate the fact that you picked me, dude, and hopefully your woes get better over time, man. I've also got a question. Do you think that the stutter before the walkout is meant to be or just kind of a glitch, and do you think they're going to fix it? I don't know if it's supposed to be there or not, but what I do know is that there has always been something to tell you when you've got a good player. I can't remember the specific FIFA in general, but I remember one FIFA where the player name used to flash up on the screen before you saw the pack. How stupid was that? Very stupid. I remember the FIFA directly before that, when you get like a special card, an inform or something, you get XP points. And you see in the top right of the corner screen now on FIFA 17, says you packed a Team of the Week player or an inform or something, 350 XP. When one of the old FIFAs, the XP used to be a pop-up on the screen. So it used to pop up and tell you that you've packed an inform before the pack had actually opened. I can't. What other years were there? One of the other years there was something to tell you that you got one as well. Like every year, there's been a telltale sign that you've got an amazing player. Last year, it was how slow the card popped up on the screen. If the card pops up quick, it was a garbage card. If the card took ages to develop onto the screen, you knew it was a high-rated card before you even knew what the card was. So we get Elite 2, by the way, guys. 32 wins. We've still got a game left as well. So yeah, I don't know if it's there on purpose necessarily. I think because of what goes into it, it just takes the game a second to render what's happening. And that just means that there's a delay. I don't particularly like it. I'd rather not know whether I'm definitely getting an inform or definitely not getting an inform. You know, when you open your Team of the Week packs, or sorry, when you open your like FUT Champs packs, you know instantly whether you've got the good player or not, and that's pretty bad. George Smith, for the last question, says, Nep, do you think the FUT Champs will get easier at Christmas time because of the flood of new players? I've got a yes answer and a no answer. Yes, because more people equals it being easier, right? Because there's more people in the game, so you've got a better chance of coming up against someone who's not so good. But no, because the ELO system should keep people evenly matched. Like the way the ELO system works is you should be playing against people on your own rating. So both yes and no. I don't know. I'll be interested to see. Now in this final game here, guys, we went 2-0 to the good, and I was cruising. Honestly, I was playing brilliant FIFA. I conceded in the 77th odd minute to go 2-1, and then in the 90th minute, this is deep into injury time. He scored this goal to make it 2-2. Literally, as soon as I kicked off, it was full time. I didn't even have time to run up the field, run out of the centre circle or anything. It just kicked off to be full time. Into extra time, we went, and my opponent picks up the loose ball here. And after going 2-0 up and losing it to 2-2, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd already got to Elite 2. I couldn't possibly get to Elite 1. I knew that I was going to get Elite 3 for the month anyway, which hopefully I will go on to do. So I kind of just gave up. Honestly, I'd lost interest in giving it my all to try and win this game. However, Pulled it straight back to 3-3 after the kickoff boost, and you're probably thinking, damn you, NepentheZ scoring the kickoff boost. But 2 minutes later, he scores the kickoff boost. He runs down the field with Benteke. I get a tackle in, but it doesn't really stick. Passes it to Martial, 4-3. So whatever. And then as if it was written in the stars for this guy to win with the way he was scoring his goals so late on anyway, I got a penalty very late in the game. Opportunity to take it into penalty. Step up. I don't have the arrow. Causes me problems, concede a goal, can't put it into the corner, don't know where the arrow is, so I end up not scoring the penalty. My opponent ends up winning the game, and we end up finishing Elite 2. I am unbelievably amazed that I managed to finish Elite 2. 32 wins out of the 40 games is crazy good for me. I never once in all 40 games went on more than a 1-loss streak. I lost 8 individual games. After every loss came a win. And in previous weeks, that's exactly what I've said to myself and said to you guys that I need to fix to get, like, you know, into the elite group, into like the elite stages. Because when you go on lost streaks, it just starts killing your opportunities to get up there. So the aim for me this weekend was to just not get lost streaks. And I didn't get lost streaks. 1 loss was a maximum lost streak, just happened 8 times. 32 wins, Elite 2, so impressed with that. This is going to be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.